When pushed to their limits, Sigma empaths and other empathetic people may exhibit a variety of responses and behaviors. They detest it so much when people act foolish around them that they vent their feelings in ways you can hardly comprehend. Here are 8 possible outcomes when Sigma empaths are pushed to their breaking point. However, individual reactions may differ. 8. Sigma empaths experience a powerful shift in energy. People who are Sigma empaths are exceptional people who have a remarkable ability to sense the feelings and energies of persons around them. However, when pushed to their limitations, Sigma empaths frequently experience tremendous energy shifts. This change in energy could influence their choices and cause them to reevaluate their ideas. Their extraordinary sensitivity and deep emotional connection to other people can be the cause of this occurrence. The infusion of outside energies can overpower the emotional equilibrium of Sigma empaths, because they take in and process the feelings of people they come into contact with, particularly in trying or stressful circumstances. They may experience a significant internal metamorphosis as a result of this energy surge as they struggle with the depth of the feelings they are taking in. These fluctuations in energy function as a coping strategy, enabling Sigma empaths to rebalance and regain self-awareness, which eventually improves their capacity to negotiate the intricate emotional terrain they frequently confront. To put it simply, the extreme energy shifts that Sigma empaths go through when they are pushed beyond their comfort zones are evidence of both their remarkable empathic talents and the significant influence that their contacts with the outside world have. 7. Sigma empaths experience an overflow of emotions. When pushed to their limits, Sigma empaths frequently experience emotional overload. This happens as a result of their heightened sensitivity, which enables them to simultaneously absorb and process a wide range of emotions from different sources. The sheer amount and intensity of emotional impulses that Sigma empaths are exposed to in stressful or intense situations might overwhelm them. Their empathic sensors might get overloaded as a result, which can cause physical symptoms, mental tiredness, and even disorientation. They may occasionally react badly to the person who wronged them. But since Sigma empaths are still human, it's important to remember that they are fallible too. This is like having a sensory floodgate opened, and Sigma empaths may find it difficult to handle if they don't practice proper self-care and emotional self-control. For Sigma empaths to stay in good health and keep using their empathic abilities to help others, they must be able to identify and control these emotional overloads. Do you think that even the most endearing individual can turn dangerous? Sigma empaths, on the other hand, can demonstrate this argument as, when exposed to negative energy, they become exceedingly hazardous. 6. Sigma empaths reconsider their connection with you. It's common for Sigma empaths to reassess their relationships when they are challenged. When they believe they are not being treated fairly, they act in this way. A Sigma empath may briefly withdraw in order to achieve emotional equilibrium when they come across circumstances or people that push their emotional boundaries. This disengagement is a coping strategy to safeguard their own well-being rather than an indication of meddling. They evaluate the dynamics of the relationship at this reflective stage, balancing the advantages it offers against the emotional toll it takes on them. By critically examining themselves, Sigma empaths are better equipped to decide whether to set healthier limits to protect their emotional well-being or to continue minimizing in a certain relationship. They believe that in order to decide who to keep and who to let go of, it is crucial to reevaluate their relationships with others. But when someone pushes them to the brink, they are ready to let go immediately, no matter what the other person's intentions may be. Have you ever encountered someone who challenges you? It's possible that they didn't believe in you and questioned your skills. 5. When pushed to their limits in a relationship, Sigma empaths strengthen their emotional and energy boundaries. Boundaries are reinforced by Sigma empaths. They are compelled to reassess their relationship with someone because of this special empathy in order to protect themselves and advance personally. Sigma empaths experience a strong impulse to reevaluate the dynamics of a relationship when their emotional boundaries are routinely crossed or their needs are consistently disregarded. Aiming for a more harmonic and balanced connection with those they care about, Sigma empaths understand that by reevaluating ties, they may either pursue healthier, more mutually gratifying relationships or create boundaries and communicate their needs more effectively. Scholarly research has validated the psychological and energy foundations of this practice. Psychologically, excessive external stimuli or other people's strong emotions can cause empaths, including Sigma, to become emotionally overwhelmed. Sigma may strengthen their boundaries as a psychological defense against the emotional demands made on them in an effort to lessen these negative impacts. They wouldn't give a damn and would set boundaries because they think it's important to teach people etiquette and to respect others' personal space. It is never a good idea to push someone too far because everyone has their limits. 4. Sigma empaths provide care in silence. The quiet treatment that Sigma empaths receive when they are pushed to their breaking point is not an attempt at manipulation or hate speech. Rather, it serves as a safeguard. They establish the required emotional distance from the circumstance or person upsetting them by withdrawing into silence. There are several reasons for this pullout. First of all, it gives Sigma empaths a protective barrier against additional emotional trauma. They make use of this time to fortify themselves, creating a mental safe haven where they may go to restore their emotional equilibrium. Second, in the absence of outside distractions or interference, silence enables Sigma empaths to process their feelings and thoughts, to comprehend the underlying causes of their discomfort, recognize their boundaries, and come up with viable solutions for the problem at hand. They must engage in this introspective process. Finally, giving someone the silent treatment lets everyone around them know that they need time to themselves and a break. It lets others know when they've had enough and that they need time to recover. This non-verbal cue provides a way to create clear boundaries without escalating the disagreement, as Sigma empaths may find it difficult to express their needs and boundaries explicitly. 3. Sigma empaths bring out the worst in you. When someone continuously pushes Sigma empaths past their breaking point, it makes them feel deeply betrayed and unfairly treated. While Sigma empaths are generally understanding and patient, when their tolerance runs out, they could feel morally obligated to call attention to the activities or behavior of people who have crossed their bounds. This exposure can occur in a number of ways, including talking about the problem with the other person in a cool, collected manner, heading counseling or mediation, or, in the worst situations, disclosing the details of the incident to a close friend group or even on a public forum. Exposing someone encourages better, more empathic interactions and helps the other person to take responsibility for their behaviors, according to Sigma empaths. They use it as a means of defense for both themselves and other people who might be exposed to the same actions. When all other avenues of resolution and communication have been exhausted, this is the last recourse. In their relationships, Sigma empaths sincerely look for harmony and connection. 2. The patience of Sigma empaths wears thin. Limits apply to Sigma empaths. Their tolerance may run thin if others persistently push them past those limits. A complex interaction of emotional elements is the cause of this slow eroding of patience. First of all, relationships require a great deal of emotional investment and empathy from Sigma empaths. It can feel like a betrayal of the empathy and compassion they've extended when they constantly come across people who disrespect them, act in ways that they perceive as damaging or poisonous, or consistently disregard their boundaries. Frustration and disappointment may intensify as a result of this emotional weariness. Second, because Sigma empaths prefer to keep things peaceful and steer clear of conflict, they may put up with mistreatment for longer than is appropriate. Consequently, when at last their patience wears out, it could show itself as intense annoyance and bitterness against people who have been pressuring them. Finally, those who persistently fail to return their understanding and empathy may lose the patience of Sigma empaths. They may begin to doubt the value of devoting more time and effort to these relationships as a result of the unbalanced emotional give and take. 1. Negative behavior is mirrored by Sigma empaths. Sigma empaths occasionally discover that they are acting in a way that is similar to that of others who have challenged them. This reaction is a coping technique that results from the extreme emotional strain that they endure when exposed to ongoing cruelty, disrespect, or poisoning. It does not represent their actual nature. As a means of setting boundaries or defending themselves, Sigma empaths may unintentionally emulate the conduct of those around them. They hope to send a strong message that they will not put up with unfair treatment any longer by acting in a similar manner. This mimicking tendency is frequently used as a last option to help people feel somewhat in control of emotionally taxing circumstances. It's critical to realize that this mirroring is a protective response, and that underneath it all is the empathic nature and harmony-seeking drive that characterizes Sigma empaths, ready to resurface after the emotional storm has passed. Pushing someone past their breaking point is bad for their mental and emotional health. It frequently results in tension, anxiety, and marital problems. When we constantly push someone's limits and disregard their needs, we run the risk of undermining their compassion and trust. Thus, the question is, how can we develop more pleasant relationships and better interactions where people respect one another's boundaries?